Welcome, everyone. Paul Saladino here, and I just wanted to take a brief moment to again thank each and every one of you who keep reaching out and telling me the stories of empowerment, sharing with me how these videos have encouraged you in some way. I cannot tell you how good that makes me feel and how much it fuels me to continue to do what I do. So as long as I know that these videos are touching you in a positive way, I will continue to do them. Thank you again. I really greatly appreciate it. It's heartwarming, it's inspiring for me, and it allows me to do what I love to do and know that it has a great reward. Keep the stories coming. I really, really love to hear them. Past videos, I had mentioned to you guys that I would like to teach you some spiritual practices that could help you in your daily routine and on your journey to becoming the better version of you. Well, today I would like to discuss one of those practices. And this is something that I believe is extremely important for us to do if we're going to find a better way in our lives, if we're going to go deep within ourselves to have a greater understanding of our lives. And this practice is called chord cutting. So before I go into what chord cutting is, let me just explain to you that, we are all made up of energy. In fact, everything is energy. And so as we experience our lives, we connect through energy. And so that energy that we're feeling or thinking, that we're experiencing, is almost always connected to something else. We may have a situation or an event or person in our life, a circumstance that we attach our energy to. As we have interaction, or if we have devastation, we connect to that experience. And our energy now is wrapped around that experience. Even as young children, we create these energetic cords, these bonds to situation, but we don't know what to do with them. We're never taught. So that situation or circumstance will become a heavy burden. We will carry it, and it will affect us in a negative way when we don't even know it is. We have hundreds and thousands of energetic cords in our existence, going back as far as when we were born. It may be a fear or an uncomfortable situation or an outcome that we were not satisfied, or a person that we feel physically, mentally, or emotionally hurt us. Now, those in our past don't really affect us that much because we're not really feeding it any power or energy, but it does have a huge, significant effect on our existence because if you think about that, it may be one of thousands. And no matter whether we are focused on it or not, it's still passing energy to and from it. And so I'd like you to do this in your spare time. I'd like you to sit down and think of one circumstance, a situation, a person, an event, anything that you feel the outcome was negative. It might have been a breakup or a death or a circumstance that was unfavorable. And I want you to just, for a few moments, feel that situation. And you're going to notice that the feelings that were created by it will start to come back. You'll start to remember them, and they'll start to ignite that negativity within you. That is now you feeding that energetic bond. So it may have lied dormant for a long time, but as soon as we remember or we embrace that situation again, we start to now wake that energy up. And it is an unfavorable situation, so of course it's going to deplete us. It's not going to make us feel good. So we have, like I said, thousands of these going on in our current situation and also from our past. And I fully believe that this is part of the reason why our body starts to age. Because over time, obviously we have more bonds and more energy cords as we go further in our lives. It becomes overwhelming and it causes a breakdown of energy. And that's why I feel like why we age and become tired as we get older, because we're carrying all of these burdens, all of this baggage and heavy weight of emotional dysfunctions that have happened in our past. So that is an indication that we have not cut the cords. And so cord cutting is you taking your power, your control, and now releasing yourself from that connection to that event, that circumstance, or that person. And it's now feeling like you can move forward in a much lighter, a much more freer feeling. We have to really focus on the past first, because again, we don't focus on these, and we might have suppressed them or just forgotten about them. But that really is important for us to go back and to reignite it a moment so that we can now ensure that it cannot, in the future, be a drain of energy. So I would suggest that you sit down and really just make a list of all the people, persons, situations, circumstances that you feel like in your past was a negative experience. Whether it be a physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. Anything that you feel like damaged you, or when you look back on, has a negative connotation connected to it. And make that list. And then take one or two a day, and I'm going to tell you how to do this, and cut the energy cord between it, you and it. I want you to just in your alone time, spare time, if you can find some, close your eyes and just breathe. Get yourself to a very peaceful place where you can just calm your brain a moment and just allow yourself to feel one of those situations. Whatever one that you choose. If it be a person, picture the person. If it be an event, go back to the situation and put yourself in the memory. And you will start to feel, once again, the negativity start to rise. You'll start to feel it come back. And I want you to then picture an energy cord between you and that person, you and that event. I want you to see that there is an actual energy going through you to that situation and it sending back energy to you. And now I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you have a tremendous scissor or something that you feel like could cut this cord. And I want you to actually literally visualize it, feel it. Now don't make it tough. A lot of people tell me, oh, the cords are so tough and so strong. Well, that is somebody who's getting power to the negativity. That's somebody who is allowing themselves to not be as empowered. So you want to make sure that you feel like, I can do this. This is done. And you're going to just cut the cord, snip it. And as you see it detach, I want you to now see that situation or that person fading away off into the distance. Till almost they disappear or it disappears. And you will start to begin a feeling of peace. You'll actually feel a lifting going on within your body because you are now filling your tank up. There's nothing now that is draining you. And you're going to continue to do this with each situation, every circumstance, every person, an event, anything that went on, like I said, that you feel like when you look back on, brings up and musters up negativity. This will become such an empowerment for you. And how you know that you've done this correct and you've completed it is when you can now look back on that situation and no longer will you have the feelings of despair or hurt or pain or anger or disappointment. Those will no longer exist because it does not have the ability to affect you any longer. You have released the energy. You have now broken the cord that was draining you. So you will find this almost a little bit odd that you can now look at something that you had previously looked at as bad and exhausting and painful and no longer feel that. It'll almost come across as something that you've just moved forward from. And you need to do this on a regular basis. You need to focus on cord cutting, I would say, within a 30-day period, as many times as you can possibly do it. Now, you're going to have many, and I told you, you're going to be very surprised at how many you have. Now, once you're completed with the past, and you feel like you've done the majority of your past cord cutting, then you can focus on the present. And each day we have energetic cords going out to thousands of things. Our relationships, our family, the events in our lives, our work situations, those are all energetic bonds. Now, you can sever those cords. It does not mean that you will not have that experience in your life. It just means that it will no longer have control of being able to affect your energy, your mood, your daily routine. And then also, it's extremely important that you ground yourself and surround yourself with light and love so that those negative cords can't come back. They can't attach to you again. So those that you recognize in your daily routine every day that are negative, make sure that when you're in the presence of those situations or people, you surround yourself with light. So no longer can you now attach and have it drain you and deplete you of your energy. But you can do this every single day. And I say a 30-day period is a good start. And then after, you do it every so often. You check in to make sure that all your cords are positive ones. And we have many, many positive cords each and every day. Those are all positive experiences and people who influence us and people who support us and love us. Those are great. Those feed us energy. And so it's a little bit upsetting that we have all these goods, but it's countered with a lot of negatives. And unfortunately, it sometimes just cancels itself out. Well, you want to be in the positive way more than you do the negative. And by doing cord cutting, I promise you that you will. You will move forward in a much more peaceful way. You will feel lighter. You will be able to mentally handle more. You'll sleep more peacefully because even as we are sleeping, those energetic bonds are causing us a depletion. And so that causes us an unease and it causes us a conflict within ourselves. As you now cord cut and protect yourself with light, you become the master of your own destiny. You regain your power. And now you can delegate pretty much how you're going to live your life. I promise you, if nothing else, you will feel much lighter, much more at peace, and excited about situations because now you know that those situations cannot affect you negatively any longer. So please try this on a 30-day period. Start with your past. Focus by making that list of all the things that you remember and do that first. And then go into your current situation, your daily routine, and those situations that you recognize that are draining you, that are exhausting you, that are negative in some way. And then go to those situations. And then every once in a while check in or do that as a monthly routine to just empower yourself some more, free yourself up of this depletion of energy. Your body will start to age slower. You'll start to feel more powerful, more capable, more able. So this is an important one, and I really, truly believe that you will feel better than you ever did before. When we empower ourselves, when we take back our power and control, we become inspired and encouraged. But when we feel like all these external sources, whether they be past or present, have an influence on us and they're in control, we kind of become the victim and we let go of our empowerment. So by doing cord cutting, you become the better version of yourself, and you will now start to lead by example. People will ask you what you did. They'll even say to you, wow, you look like you're in a better mood, or you seem like you're much lighter. That is what cord cutting does. And so I hope that this makes sense for you. I hope that it will give you a sense of peace. And please share the stories because, again, I love to hear them. And if you feel like you can help somebody with that, please teach them what I taught you. There's many videos out there. There's many books out there on cord cutting that are extremely informational. And I believe you will love doing this experience. There's a sense of empowerment that comes with it, I promise you. And so please reach out. If there's anything that you need, look into my website, which is heavenshealingguidance.com. And if you do believe that this is helpful for you, maybe you can pass on this video to someone else. I would greatly appreciate it. So I hope that this is the first step or one tool that you can use on your journey to become the greater version of you, on your spiritual enlightenment path. And I am so grateful that I could be a very small part of it. So I wish you all well. Please take care of yourself. And every day, choose happiness. Take back your control and your power and become the master of your own destiny. Thanks, guys. Take care of yourself. Be well. God bless.